You got your wife and baby.
Brokeback Mountain looks like a big, bold, manly Western movie, but instead of the usual boy meets girl romance, this film's about cowboy meets cowboy. It's one of the most forward attempts yet by Hollywood to mainstream homosexuality. David Kupelian, author of The Marketing of Evil.
It is very, very propagandistic because the entire purpose of the movie is to make homosexuality seem like something good and appealing, and to make people who are opposed to homosexuality seem to be bigots and homophobes.
There have been homosexual movies for years, but usually marketed to gay and art house audiences, but not with Brokeback.
They are marketing red state, bush country America.
The way the studio did that was by first opening it up in just 5 blue state cities where there were large built-in gay audiences, so the first showings had blockbuster numbers.
And they get these high numbers and all the buzz going, and then pretty soon it's sort of like the Emperor's New Clothes effect. We're all looking at that, even middle Christian America saying, everybody else says this movie is so great. I need to go see it to see why it's so great.
Is there an actual agenda at work here? Alan Sears and his co-author, Craig Austin, in a book called The Homosexual Agenda, warn about a complex and well-thought-out strategy to make America gay-friendly and hostile to those who resist. These Christian authors quote extensively from After the Ball, a 1989 gay manifesto that laid out this agenda. Many gays deny such an agenda exists.
There's no secret plan or even public plan at this point.
But the authors themselves discuss in the book a 1988 summit of gay leaders in Warrenton, Virginia, to agree on the agenda. These authors are a reportedly brilliant researcher into the brain, Marshall Kirk, and a Harvard-trained expert in public persuasion tactics, Hunter Madsen. The two proposed using on Straight America tactics remarkably similar to the brainwashing methods of Mao Zedong's Communist Chinese, mixed with Madison Avenue's most persuasive selling techniques. The purpose of this brainwashing? Quote, using the very processes that made America hate us to turn their hatred into warm regard, whether they like it or not. First, the two proposed homosexuals and their liberal allies should desensitize heterosexuals by getting homosexuality talked about as much as possible in the straight world. Quote, the main thing is talk about gayness until the issue becomes thoroughly tiresome. You can forget about trying right up front to persuade folks that homosexuality is a good thing, but if you can get them to think it is just another thing, meriting no more than a shrug of the shoulders, then your battle for legal and social rights is virtually won.
We're talking about a demand for a behavior that not only wants to not be condemned, but to have every affirmation from every possible point that it is correct, it's good, and it's approved.
Now look at the media. There's a tidal wave of gays and gay themes. The L Word is a Showtime hit that follows the lives of a group of lesbians. #1 rated Desperate Housewives even has time for the occasional gay guy subplot.
You're gay?
I'm gay.
A flamboyant homosexual is one of the main characters in the brand new series, Emily's Reasons Why Not.
He just doesn't seem gay.
I didn't seem gay before I came out.
Yeah, you did.
Heights, one of the most popular independent films of late, has a closeted gay torturing himself over whether to marry his fiancée or go off with the man he really loves. Happy Endings features another tortured young man who can't be happy till he finally faces his homosexuality. And here in the latest movie section of the Washington Post, The Family Stone, where a mom says she'd just as soon have gay kids as straight ones. The Producers, which features a wildly homosexual Broadway director. And Capote, about the famously gay writer. Another point Kirk and Madsen push, portray gays as victims of circumstance and oppression, not as aggressive challengers. Gays must be portrayed as victims in need of protection, so that straights will be inclined by reflex to assume the role of protector.
Suddenly those who choose homosexual behavior, sodomy, are victims. It's crazy.
But have homosexuals won on getting themselves seen as a persecuted minority? Turning to the movies,
the Bible is black and white.
The wildly popular Saved portrays born-again Christians as cruel homophobes trying to reprogram poor young misunderstood gays in their midst. Trembling Before God is about how Orthodox and Hasidic homosexuals are persecuted and not accepted. The Conspiracy of Silence argues some gay priests are hounded to death because they can't act out their homosexuality. And a list of gay-centered, gay-sympathetic shows goes on and on. Closeted Canadian homosexuals in Touch of Pink. Closeted Asian lesbians in Saving Face. And the good, kind, understanding homosexual next door has been seen in so many movies and TV series, he's become somewhat of a cliche. These days, some 30 regular homosexual characters are being beamed into your home by the major networks every week. As Kirk and Madsen put it, quote, the average American watches over 7 hours of TV daily. Those hours open up a gateway into the private world of straights, through which a Trojan horse might be passed. And speaking of horses, like it or not, the gay cowboys of Brokeback Mountain are playing to big crowds in a theater near you right now. Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.